We are Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel, as we're going to preview the Iron Bowl coming up in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Auburn hosting Alabama. That'll be Saturday night, 6:30 Central, under the lights there on the Plains. Alabama, 5.5-point favorite in this one with an over-under of 48.5. We'll break this one down right after we tell you about our friends at GameTime SIDEKICKS. Yeah, it's great gift as we get close to the holiday season, and you'll win your tailgate with it for sure. Officially licensed stainless steel drinkware, all SEC schools, plus over 350 more universities. They've got stainless steel sippy cups. They've got tumblers, 40-ounce plus bottles, shaker cups, and you get a discount, 20% discount. You, the viewers, promo code SE16 there at GameTime SIDEKICKS. All right, Jay, the Iron Bowl. Crazy things have happened in this game. We've seen some very memorable games. I know you have been a part of a lot of these as an Auburn alumni. I've been to many at both Jordan-Hare and Bryant-Denny covering these teams here in the state of Alabama. This is a special rivalry game with Alabama and
Auburn. I think there are arguments to be made, and I know that I am directly tied in because of where I went to school. This is the best rivalry in college football.
Yeah.
And if you want to say Army, Navy, God bless America, I'm not going to argue with you. If you are from the Northwest and stumbled upon our channel, or if you're a Northern football fan and stumbled upon our channel and say Michigan, Ohio State, okay, I mean, you're not going to change my mind, and I'm not going to change yours. I get Red River. I get Egg Bowl. I mean, for God's sakes, when you've got wide receivers every other year doing the dog pee celebration, that's a level of craziness. I grew up in Atlanta, so I'm well-versed in clean old-fashioned hate. But there is nothing like the Iron Bowl. And it has a lot to do with there is no professional sports team in Alabama, and this is the biggest game of the year. And, I mean, for God's sakes, they call it the Iron Bowl of basketball now, and that's becoming a thing. So, and more times than not, Alabama punches Auburn in the face in Bryant-Denny. But when they come to Lee County, I know we do everything in our power to be a family show, but the only way I know to say it is there's some crazy shit that happens when they go to Jordan-Hare. And that's the only way to say it. And whether you want to talk about kick six, whether you want to talk about 4th and 31, whether you want to talk about all sides, you got no idea what's about to happen. And predicting this thing, I mean, we can analyze what we've seen and what we know, but predicting this thing, good luck with that. I'd rather plan my retirement on a scratch-off ticket than annually bet the Iron Bowl in Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, it's insane. The moments we've seen in the Iron Bowls there, and you mentioned a couple of them there, and you got the 4 overtime game that one year a few years ago, Harson's year. I mean, it's just so many crazy moments in this game. When you look at this year, though, this is another reason this game's hard to predict. This is a totally different Auburn team than what we saw the first half of the season, especially offensively. Deuce Knight got the start, played really well against Mercer. Defense a little slow coming out, but they picked it up, had a great game. Where this Auburn team is at now compared to what we saw at the beginning of the season, how does that change their approach to facing this Alabama team who, the Auburn defense, this Alabama team who they've had some turnovers in the last few games, different than what they had at the beginning of the season. Things like that. How does that side of the matchup look with Auburn's defense going against this Alabama offense?
Well, Auburn's defense is loaded with future NFL dudes, and so is Alabama's offense. I'm not saying there is a talent mismatch in any direction. What I am saying is Auburn has consistently created pressure without blitzing. Now, DJ Durkin enjoys a good blitz every series or two as well. And Alabama, I don't know. You've watched them every week, Chase. It's what you do for a living in the state of Alabama. I thought their offensive line was going to be a strength. Yeah. And it's turned into a week in, week out question mark because they can't run the football. And that's not always all on the offensive line. That may be on backs. It may be on play calling. I mean, and Ty Simpson's been tremendous. But if Auburn makes Alabama one-dimensional and can create pressure with 4, that's the blueprint for ultimate success for DJ Durkin. I mean, and look, there's multiple layers. You peel back the onion of desperation on this. Alabama's playing for its playoff life. And they may not be a dunk. Now, if they get to the SEC championship game, depending on how the tiebreakers all work out, and they very well could, then they're probably in. I mean, but DJ Durkin, he as well as anybody, the conversation of we want to hire offensive-minded X, but keep DJ Durkin. He's got to be thinking, what the hell? Hire me.
Yeah.
And let's roll this thing. And if he wants to throw his hat and become the front runner, win the Iron Bowl. Get bowl eligible. And so the layers of desperation, and you know what? To your original question, where is he going to lean? If DJ Durkin realizes the opportunity in front of him, he's going to lean on the defense he's coached all year that has been not only one of the best defenses in the league, but you take the Vandy anomaly, another Diego Pavia masterpiece, out of this equation, and Auburn has been tremendous all year long defensively.
Yeah, they have. One thing I think a key to success for Alabama offensively going against Auburn, while Auburn's great at stopping the run, and Alabama has not been successful at running the ball this year, but one thing Alabama has been is throwing it in the middle of the field. And I feel like that's an area where Auburn has not had a lot of success, is defending the middle of the field. I think we'll see that a lot from Ryan Grubb and the play calling there is let's work the middle of the field. Let's get where Auburn is weak at.
Well, and if they mix in a lot of the bubble screens, which they also do exceedingly well, to where the corners got to press. And look, I think Xavier Atkins, the Auburn linebacker, has been one of the front runners for Defensive Player of the Year in this league, considering the numbers he's posted. But you mentioned it with relatively deep dropping safeties and linebackers who are downhill first, it gives that middle where DJ Durkin's hoping that they can create pressure before you get a deep cutting in route. But Auburn will have to slow down the slants, the crossers, and those kind of plays. Otherwise, Ty Simpson may find himself working his way back into a downtown athletic club invite, because he's had a tremendous year. Now, you're right. The turnovers of late have been flummoxing, but this is an offense that I know you've got NFL dudes on the perimeter. I don't know if I can recall, and again, it's a different landscape across the sport. And I'm not even talking about the differences between DeBoer and Saban. Look, those are obvious and beaten to death. But I don't know in the 2 decades of Alabama dominance across not only this league, but college football in general, I don't recall them being this quarterback dependent and quarterback dependent on being successful throwing the football.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Flipping over to the other side of the matchup, Alabama's defense has improved a lot since the beginning of the year. Auburn's offense has improved a lot since the coaching change. And DJ Durkin asked in his post-game press conference about Derek Nix's play call, and he just smiled and he said, look, I've got a lot of respect for this guy. Like, we've seen a big transformation in the offense of Auburn. Now you got Ashton Daniels, you got Deuce Knight, you got Jackson Arnold. We've seen all three quarterbacks now. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. Will we see some Deuce Knight in the Iron Bowl, and how Alabama's defense can counter the difference we've seen in Auburn's offense?
Well, I think the variables that you just mentioned not really work to Derek Nix's advantage here. How do you game plan for this Auburn team currently? Because you got like 9 games of film where Jackson Arnold was primarily QB1, which I think the Auburn Board of Trustees should put the tape of the last 2 games and sue Hugh Freeze for every penny of the buyout money but for coaching malpractice, because he was clearly playing QB3 through the first 9 weeks. And look, Auburn was ranked 110 nationally out of 136 teams. The last 2 post-Hugh Freeze games, they're averaging 555 yards a game. That was a month for Auburn. And they've done it with 2 different quarterbacks who are not named Jackson Arnold. So, look, who knows? He could go in there and put the annexation of Puerto Rico from the Little Giants movie, and that be the first play call, and you've got no idea what's happening. I honestly, you want to talk about what would blow everybody's hair back from what's going to be a crazed environment Saturday night in Jordan-Hare? Put Ashton Daniels and Deuce Knight on the field at the same time. Put them both in the backfield and run one of them in motion. And you want to talk about, oh my God, what the hell's going on? I mean, you're right. Alabama's got NFL dudes across each level of that defense. And they have played better. But I can't help but think both of those kids can run. Jackson Arnold, here's your clipboard. Put your ball cap on. Deuce Knight and Ashton Daniels can both run. And it's been a long time ago, and Alabama's much better. But Tommy Castellanos gave them fits. And one thing that has been consistent over the 2 decades of dominance of this Alabama football team, regardless of coach, regardless of the layers of NFL talent, is if you're going to have a chance, you're going to have a quarterback who can move.
Yep.
And both those dudes can move.
Yep, that's exactly right. It's going to be a fun one in Jordan-Hare Stadium. A lot on the line in this one, especially for the Crimson Tide, if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. And you mentioned on Auburn's side as well, get bowl eligible. DJ Durkin could make a big statement in this one. So a lot on the line. Let's get to picks. Jay Greeson, what you got?
I'm going to take Alabama to win the football game, but at 5.5 on FanDuel, I'll take the points as a betting man. And I'll feel good about it. And because this feels like a game that is whoever has the ball last wins.
Yeah. I'm going to take Alabama as well. I do think it's going to be close. We're going to see some craziness as we always do there in Jordan-Hare Stadium. But I do think Alabama wins. If you're Alabama, though, you can't rely on the field goal because that's another area that Auburn definitely has the favor in, is the kicking game. If it comes down to it, I think we're going to see Alabama go for it on 4th down quite a bit, because in a game like that, you can't have missed field goals. And so I think that's an area where Auburn definitely is favored there in the kicking game. But I'm taking Alabama to win a close one in the Iron Bowl. We'll be here to recap it. Before we get out of here, though, let's talk about the Yearly Company. It's a Nashville-based fine jewelry brand built on tradition, designed for meaning. Each piece handcrafted from solid 14-karat gold and natural gemstones made to fit you perfectly and backed by a lifetime guarantee. Every Yearly company bangle is custom sized. And knowing your size is the most important first step before ordering. So they've got this sizing kit. That's where that comes in. And you can get it by using promo code SE16KIT. SE16 kit will take 100% off the sizing kit at checkout there at Yearly Company. Also, got to tell you about our friends at ROKFORM, the world's strongest magnetic phone case. Extreme protection, super strong magnets, rock lock secure mounting. Promo code SEC25 for 25% off there at ROKFORM. Join us Friday and Saturday. We'll be recapping games here on this rivalry weekend, and we will recap the Iron Bowl Saturday night. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Like this video. Share it with your friends as we get set for the Iron Bowl. We are Southeastern 16, presented by FanDuel.